It was pretty good. We just worked on doing like healing when we were walking, and you know, my neighborhood's pretty quiet, so it's like I feel like there's a lot less of a challenge.
Yeah, no,
I mean, there's still dogs and people out, but he seemed to do really well. It's like right when we get out, I usually let him pee right away.
Sure.
And then I kind of get his attention and we go, and he really doesn't give me, like maybe one time he went after a bird, you know, like started toward a bird, but like, I mean, we still practice and like turn and, you know, do all the stuff.
Right.
Here, it's like much worse.
Sure, yeah. So if you can get this done here, everything else is easy peasy.
Right.
Okay? So your training is only as good as the environment you practice in.
Okay.
You know, so like a lot of clients, like I get clients that, you know, like do this quiet, they have like a field, you know, practice, the dog's great, perfect. And then they go to another place, and then it's bad, and then they complain like, Jesse, like, you know, I did all this training, the dog acted up here. I'm like, yeah, because
we're not training in the real environment. Yeah.
Now, the easy thing is, it just comes out to a number. Okay, so like let's say 39 in your neighborhood is perfect this whole week. Now we have more to contend with. Now we just have to make it more serious, right?
Okay.
And you don't go to 80, but you know 45, 50, like we start to escalate, and then maybe at 60, now he's perfect, no matter what's going on.
Okay.
Okay. So that's why I like the remote stuff.
Right.
Is once you get the foundation down, he already knows, well, not knows, but he already associates what he's supposed to do. Right. It's just a matter of, is it important enough to do it? Okay? So like with going on the expressway, there's speed limits, right? Almost everybody goes past the speed limit. It's not important until there's a squad car and you may potentially get a ticket.
Yeah,
right? Or like maybe it's someone who's on parole. They don't want to break any rules because the slightest little thing, they go right back. Right? So they're more uptight. Same thing for the dog. Okay? So that's the easy part. And then once you get used to it, like you'll know like, oh, going to Oz Park, oh, very busy, 60 as you walk in, right? Most people tend to give the dog the opportunity to be a good dog. I use the opportunity to make them be a good dog. Always using the remote, okay? I'm very generous with my tapping when I train dogs. Okay, I'm tapping for every little thing, and it makes them more paranoid, which sounds bad, but that's why you don't have problems. Because the dog's like, well, you're so strict, I'm not even going to do it.
Right.
Okay? So what we're going to do today is we're going to just do a review, and I have you show me what you've been doing, and then we're going to work on the second half of heal, which is going to essentially tweak your other problems. And then my suggestion would be, if you know your neighborhood is easy, if it's a nice, beautiful day and you have time, target other areas, go outside of your typical range to change things up. Okay? Go ahead. Go ahead and turn. Yeah. Good. Good.
So I didn't tap him there. Is that okay?
Yeah, that was the turn. Now turn here. Turn, tap, tap, tap. Good. Oh, I see. Good. Now walk slow. Slower. And stop. Good. Forward. Tap. Yep. Good job. Turn. Tap.
Yeah, he gets in front of my feet a lot.
Like the head?
Yeah, like he's like close.
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll fix that.
Okay.
Want to go to 45?
Okay.
Good. Turn. That's fine. Good. Go to speed up. And slow. Slower. Good. Go ahead and turn. And turn. Speed up. Slow again. Turn. Tap. There you go. Good catch. Good.
I can see ears, see something, you know?
Yeah. Good. Turn. Tap. Okay, slow. And stop. Good. So this, yeah, we talked about this, right? But all that looked really good.
Okay.
Okay. So just that tweak,
Yeah.
39 to 45, right? And I like that you were giving them that slack, whereas a lot of people already went back on old habits of shortening.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Well, when I first got to the car, that's probably how it was.
Yeah. So the main thing is, you know, when you come out your car, just like crack, right?
Yeah.
Is people tend to keep this, and right away just start remoting, and you're telling them, don't worry about that, don't worry about that, don't worry about that, don't worry about that, and eventually it's. So like when I went to go get you, and that lady was coming with her puppy.
Yes, it was like
I was like, just grab it, and I was like, cat.
Yeah, just
right?
keep doing it, keep doing it. Yeah.
Because what you're doing there is you're just saying, don't worry about it. Like that. Perfect. You're making it not an option.
Okay.
So if it's not an option, there's no reason to go to it. Okay?
I mean, it's like already night and day better. I've never taken this dog on a walk where he wasn't pulling my arm off.
Sure.
So it's already like a million times better.
Perfect. Yeah, yeah. And then today should help tighten things up a bit more, and it gets even better. Okay?
You're okay.
Any questions so far? No? So what we're going to do is we're going to add in a word, which is heel,
Okay.
so that you have an on switch. I think last week we talked about break,
Yeah.
right, which was your free now, right?
Yeah.
So now you have both. You have your word of heel. After you issue the word heel, everything we taught last week and we teach today kicks into effect.
Okay.
And now he's working. You're clocking him in, okay? And then when you're ready and you decide, okay, I want you to have your potty break, you would issue the word break, and then he's free to go, okay? And then if you need control again, heel. So that's how the obedience commands work. Sit, down, stay, come, place, heel. They're all like clocking the dog in.
Okay.
And then break is you're free from that command you were in, okay? So what I'm gonna have you do here is we wanna tie the word to the behavior. So you'll position yourself, good. Excellent. And now, before you start walking, you're going to say the word heel first,
Okay.
and then you're going to move with your left leg.
Okay.
Okay? So you're going to develop this habit. I'm going to have you say heel, walk, come to a stop, wait, heel, left leg, forward, walk a little bit, stop, and you're going to repeat that a few times, okay?
Okay. All right. Heel.
And then slow, and stop. Good, wait a second. Good. Heel. Good, tap. Good. Slow to turn.
I don't know.
Good.
It's like Charlotte. Like, and then hey, I'll meet you at Firehouse. What's your Firehouse?
You want my bike to the stop.
No, I'll do
Slow. Yep, that's fine. In there. Tap for the sit. Tap. Right there. And wait. Good. Heel.
Heel.
Good. Tap, tap, good, forward, good. And slow. Stop, tap, tap. Good. I'm not going to care about his position right now. Okay? We'll accept the sit. So for here, what you can do is just when you give the pivot to your right. Now he's back in. There you go, like that. Tap. Good. And heel, left leg. Tap. Good.
You're so aware. I'm like,
One turn. Got it, good. Slow. Stop. Good. And if you're, you just kind of move around them when you say heel. There you go. Has he been doing that during the week?
Not that much.
Okay, I think it's because of everything's going
I
on.
think so too.
And slow. Go ahead and turn. Tap. Slower. Stop. Yep. Yep. Good. All right. So that's the work part. The reason why we do the left leg is it becomes this visual cue. Dogs have a wider peripheral range, so he sees that leg moving. Okay. So it's heel, then left leg. In more advanced training, left leg means walk with me. Right leg means you don't move. Okay. That's also why we do that. For those that train on the opposite side, some people walk the dogs here, it's reverse. Okay, so the leg closest to the dog. So now we want to go over the turns. Okay, so this week it was just go to the about right 180 whenever he would pass you. That always is an effect. Okay, but if you're walking with Bear here, yeah, you're fine. And you're walking with Bear, and you need to make a turn. If you just do, he's not going to catch it. It's too abrupt. Okay, so what we do is we added specific leg movements to cue to him what we're doing, so that you don't even need to use the remote. Okay, because he's following your lead. Okay, so then here, when you're moving with him, when you're walking, if Bear is here, okay, and you're going to make a turn 180, you would slow down first, extend your left leg, back on the right leg, and then back the opposite way, which you are actually already doing. A lot of people do this naturally until I tell them to do it purposely, and then they get jumbled up in their head. Okay, so it's okay if it happens. So again, you're walking with Bear, you would slow down, extend the left leg, back on the right leg, and then going back the other way. Okay?
So he'll go.
Correct. He should be pivoting around you. The next turn is the left turn, so you would be crossing over Bear. Okay? Same thing, before you turn, you would slow down. And I like to use the sidewalk as my guide. And you're going to cross over with your right leg, okay, at a 90-degree cut. Then the left leg, and then cross over again, forward like this. Okay? Yeah, go ahead, guys. I had a team now to get all these dogs away. So, again, you're walking, right? You would slow down, turn to the left, like this, and then cut in like this. Okay? So you're leading with the leg opposite to the turn. So when you're going to the right, you're leading with the left. When you're going to the left, you're leading with the right. Okay? If you see Bear keep going forward, and your intention is to go left or to even stop, always default to 180. Okay, because a lot of my clients get stuck. They're like, oh, I'm coming to a stop, and they'll just pull the dog back, but the dog's not paying attention because he should have stopped with you. So then I always default into that turn. If he's ahead of you and you're trying to turn like this, it's not gonna go well. Okay, so even though you're gonna turn left, I would do this first, line him up, and then try again. Okay. The more you get him and tap him for the sit. Good. Yeah, you're fine. The more you all these corrections is making it very strict, very consistent, and that's what ends up with that's what gets you a better trained dog. What you can, just like you can train Bear what you want him to do, you can also train him to do what you don't want him to do. Okay, and it's real simple. It's simply not re-tap. Oh, I see. Yeah.
He's watching them go away. He's like, those are my people.
Yes. Questions so far? So we'll start off first with the.
But you don't say anything. This is just all like the legs.
Yeah. You don't say left. You don't say right. Nothing like that. It's all your movements. Do make sure to slow up, tap, and lightly pull up, tap, 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 like that. There you go. It's all with the leg movements. There should be no remote unless he's not in place and you're having to correct, okay? Because if he's following your lead, there should be no need, tap, tap. There should be no need, tap, There we go. There should be no need for the remote because he's following you. Okay. We're gonna start off with the 180 turns to the right. Okay. So you would say heel, left leg, and then slow down and pivot when you're ready.
Heel.
Probably have to bump it too. We'll see how he does. Good and slow. Pivot. Tap. Tap. Now slow. Get ready to extend your left leg. Back on the right. Forward and left. Like that. Perfect. Didn't like to the left.
No.
Yeah, forward, good. Slow. Get ready to pivot.
No, this is it. I got it.
Now hold there. Slow to stop. Now. Go ahead and pivot inwards. There you go. Slide back on the left. Now, whenever that happens, just think of how can you move to bring it back to the left, okay? For that turn, instead of doing the extension, swung it around like this, okay? So it's step out, step back, and then forward, okay? Go ahead and you're at 45.
47 words.
Let's go to 50. He's really attached to the kid.
Yeah, he really is.
So that, all that right there, we'll see if we can tighten that up. This ultimately, we really shouldn't care.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Heel.
Tap forward. Good. Slow. Get ready to extend. Yep. There you go. Good. Left, back on the right. There you go. Good. Just like that. Give a tap here. Good. Tap again. Good.
Where's Tyler go?
Good. Try for a couple more. Good. Slow stop when you're ready. Turn. Yep. Good. There you go. Bring it in. There you go. Good. Very good. So, most of them were good. That last one, you did a little bit of a swing, but you stopped it and ultimately led to the pivot. So that was good. So now you're going to do the left turns. So that would be led with your right foot, cutting right across from him, or right across him. Okay. Questions?
We'll try it. I don't know if I know where he's.
You got it.
I'm sure it's much easier when you can show me. Right?
Yeah. No.
All right, so we're going this way?
Yes.
Okay. Heel.
But you're doing good. Slow. Ready to cross that right leg, left and right. Yep, keep going, you're good, good. And relax, good.
How does this not end in me falling over?
And when you make this next one, hug towards the right side so you have plenty of space.
Okay.
Yep. Ready? Right, left. Oh,
I don't know. He's
okay.
supposed to make a big round.
So there, I'll go ahead and come to a stop. You almost had it. Okay. There we go. Good. So you almost had it. This was a little soft.
Okay, okay.
You rounded it as opposed to
All the way.
cutting right in front of him. Okay? And you're moving right through him.
Okay.
So it's really robotic looking.
Yeah.
It's very stiff in the beginning because you have to get that down.
Right.
But then once you learn it, it becomes very casual. And yes, there was one where you kind of like pushed through him.
Yeah.
That was correct.
Okay.
Because let's say he's very super aware of the environment, right? Is that when you move into him, your body, your sense is telling you like, be aware of these legs. Like I will walk through you if you're not paying attention, right? So if I have the opportunity, I'll do it because then it makes the dog even more aware because they got the remote and then they got my legs if they get in the way. Okay. This will also help with the problem of crossing over because he's crossing this way. So earlier, I think there was a dog here and he started to hug out. To fix that problem, I just randomly turned like this. So then I ended up kneeing him and pushing his head out. And he was, oh crap, what was that? So then he starts to think, I really want to be aware of what's going on here. Otherwise, remote happens or our mom will walk right through it. Okay, so we'll try it again.
Heel.
Good. Slow. Right. Up.
I did it again.
You went super tight.
Okay, too tight.
Right. And you want to get right, left, and then turn on the next right. Okay. Try it again. Tap tap. Tap 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 tap. Bump it a little bit. Yep. There you go. Good. There he is. Good. And forward.
Okay, heel.
How's it pivot?
I don't know how to do it. I feel like
you're good. That's
I
because
need
you're
to
too far
practice
to the left.
without him. I need to go the other way.
Yeah, to the left. Right, left, right. Slow. Right, left, right. Bump. Yeah, move there. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. Good. Good.
That was tight for him, though, probably.
Slow. Bump through. Bump, bump. Yep. There you go. Right, left. Bump, 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 bump. There you go. Good. There you go. Good. Right, left, yep, bump, 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 good. You see how he's stalling a bit?
Yeah.
It's because he's not getting it quite yet, but he's starting to process like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing something here. You got it. This is like the hardest one.
Okay. For the honor?
Right, left. Now pivot in like this. There you go. Bring him back. Yeah, forward. Try again. Right, left. You do baby steps. You want to pronounce because
that's how he'll pick up on it.
Because what happens is you're going smaller and he's going faster, and then you end up misaligning.
Okay.
Where if you did really like pronounce,
Then you would get it.
yeah. Okay. Good.
Heel.
left. There you go. That was a lot
Oh, that
better.
was better.
That was a lot better. Yep. There you go. A lot better. Try some more. Yeah, it's getting easier.
Yeah.
Try
He
to
picked
pick
up
up
on it
more.
that time.
Yep. And he even slowed down for you. He turned. Good. One more.
Okay.
Excellent. And slow to stop when you're ready.
I wish my kids would do that.
During this week, when you practice with him, I want you to keep an eye on this, okay? Because you said you've not seen him through the week, right?
No, he's usually next to me.
Okay. If you end up going into different, like, more distracting
Yeah.
environments, let's see if that happens.
Could
Another
it be
thing
like
that
anxiety? Like he's anxious? Like
is also, it could be
just distracted?
distracted or maybe even the kids.
Yeah. Because they're behind, yeah.
Because, like, when I work with couples, and they stop facing away from each other, like the dog will turn around and face the other person because
Okay.
they don't want to like let their eyes off.
Yeah, might be the kids, yeah.
So we'll keep an eye on it. It's not the biggest thing, but if it ends up being because obviously if he's in front of you, so it's kind of obviously adjusting. We'll keep an eye on it, okay? But stuff like that can fix itself just with practice.
Okay.
But if you go into an environment where it's distracting, keep an eye.
If he keeps doing
See if
it.
he does it, then we know it's definitely the environment.
Would you suggest I keep practicing with them now? Like,
Yeah.
so he gets used to, okay. Because we didn't do it at first, and then I'm like, no, you guys should come with, and
Yeah, for sure.
he likes to chase them.
After like that first class of getting the back and forth down, I tell people like just start going out there. Yeah. So at this way, right off the bat, you're working around those things and you're getting functional, meaningful obedience from the start.
Right.
Okay. Questions about any of that stuff? What I'm gonna have you do here is all the same stuff with the heel, left leg, but I'm gonna have you randomize your turns. So
Okay.
you'll be doing left turns and right turns.
Okay.
And he should be following your lead without any remoting, as long as you have his focus. As long as your cues are correct. Okay. So do make sure, of course, before your turns that you want to slow down.
Okay.
Because now that you're gonna be switching between them. Yeah. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Should I tap him up?
Up and tap. Tap. There you go. That's fine. And you can go straight forward. It's on your left.
Heel.
Good. Yep. Good. Turn. You got a dog behind you, by the way. You got it. Good. Good fix.
Of course, the feeling about it, but
Good turn. grab. A few more tap. There you go. Good. Yep. Good. Just slow to stop when you're ready. Very good. Much better. So there was only I think one turn that you tapped them, and it was that long one, right?
Yeah.
That was actually correct.
Okay.
Okay, because you had to compensate, so you just slowed him down, which allowed you to perform that turn. Okay. So I understand why you did it. You were correct to do so. Okay. So when you're walking with Bear, as long as you got that attention, and he doesn't need to be like this.
Right.
Right? Because he can see you from here.
Okay.
Right? He sees your legs and all that stuff. That's why the slowing down is so important, because he sees that. And then he'll take a look. Oh, we're turning, and then he moves with you. Okay? So now for your walks, it's all this stuff.
Right.
Okay? This is heel. Okay? So what I suggest in the beginning, while you're getting this down into your muscle memory, is at the start of your walk, you give Bear a potty break.
Okay.
And then you do 5 heels to stops, and then 5 pivots, and then 5 left turns. Yeah, 5 left turns, and then start your walk. Okay? So you're just staying like, in a space like this, getting your warm up, and then you go off to start getting used to it.
Okay.
The awkward part is going to be you're walking to the end of the block, and you're going to turn left. Now you can start timing your movements.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And as you get used to it, it'll just become second nature. Like, I cannot not do this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, every time I work with the dog, it's just so built into me. I do it. So once you've mastered it, and you don't need to kind of think so much. You don't need to practice anymore. You can just apply it as you walk. Okay. Questions about any of this?
So just heel when we're starting, like when we're going.
Yes.
Okay.
So you only say heel when you go from stationary to motion.
Okay.
So if he passes you, you wouldn't say heel and then go the opposite. You would just turn to tap.
Okay.
Okay. So now with the brake, now you have your on switch. So if you come outside and you're just walking, technically, if you've not said anything at this point, Bear can be doing whatever. Okay. If he's on a brake and you're gonna put him back into a heel, I find it easiest if Bear's having a potty break here. Once he's done, I just say heel and I'll tap, and he can just come in like this.
Okay.
I recommend that people position themselves to the dogs on their left as opposed to the right. So if he was like this, I wouldn't say heel and walk this way, because it's harder in the beginning for the dog to connect that. But this makes it work easy because it's right there already facing him.
Okay.
So with this command, I think I talked about this last week. I do more structure than free time, because if it's all you do whatever you want, he becomes do whatever you want to go, right? So 80% work, 20% play. He's doing a real good job from what I'm seeing here. People passing by, dogs passing by, and keeping his positioning and stuff. So if you're not moving and you're stationary, his job is to hold that position. There's no gray area. Okay. So like right now he laid down, I let it go. Yeah. But I would technically tap him. Okay. Right? Because
to be like at a 10.
Yeah, tap him.
My son is
Yeah, it's okay.
driving him
It's what happens is, so like let's say for instance you're walking with Bear and he stops to pee. A lot of people just go with it. I correct it and I keep walking. Okay. And I don't keep walking for blocks. I'll keep walking to correct it, then stop, and then release him. Because dogs don't differentiate things. Like you got a potty and I'm walking you to potty anyways. You can't potty in the house. He doesn't think that. He just thinks, I decided to pull off, exactly, so I can decide to pull off to greet the kids and chase that dog and play with this dog, and then next thing you know, he's all over the place. So there has to be very black and white. Because as humans, we are logical and we explain a lot of things, but the dog doesn't have that explanation going on, right? Yeah. So it's very black and white, it's very concise. The more strict you are, the better he is. Okay? And you should find you're using the remote. The more you use it, you're using it less and less because it's being so strict.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, I already know I can't chase that dog.
Yeah. I mean, definitely for sure, just like on walks, he
Yep.
it's way less.
Yeah.
As the days go on.
Right.
Yeah.
Questions?
Is it normal, like when I go to get the collar, he runs away from
Yeah. So we actually have another
Okay.
dog doing that right now. Did I tell you about giving him treats and stuff?
No, I should do that, maybe?
Yeah, and I use high value. I use chicken, hot dog, cheese, human stuff. And don't use it to coax him to it. I grab the collar, the stuff. I got my cheese. He runs away. I go. He sits in the corner. I collar him up like no big deal. And I'll give like 3 pieces. We go do our thing. Come back when I go to remove it. I give him 3 more and take it off. And you can even do it during the day where you'll just show it to him and then give him a piece of food and do nothing with it.
I mean, he does it. It's not like a huge fight.
Yeah.
But he definitely is like, oh.
Yeah.
So I almost feel like it's like homework with my kids. He's like, I don't want to do that today.
Yeah, like my guys, they come running when they hear the collar.
Oh, do they? Because they know they're going to go somewhere?
Yeah, it's off leash freedom. So right now because he's getting more disciplined than he would in the future because you're teaching everything now.
Right.
It's very strict, right?
He's fighting it a little bit.
Right, but the food stuff doesn't hurt.
Okay.
At some point he would get over it, but if you want to speed up the process, you can do that.
Okay.
And I'm always indifferent or upbeat. I'm not like, I know, buddy, I know either, right? Because then he's going off of you. He's like, well, if you don't like it, I don't like it. Okay. Other questions?
No, I think that's it.
How are you feeling about all this stuff? Is this?
It's good. I feel good. I mean, I'm already happy with how he is on a walk. I mean, that was something I never thought he would stop pulling my arm off.
Sure. Aside from you and your husband, would any of the kids work with him?
I feel like the girls could. I haven't had them do it yet, but I think that they could.
Sure. Would you like one of them to work with him?
Yeah.
'Cause I think we got like 15 minutes.
Sure. Jade,
Yeah.
do you want to come try? She's my one. She's the only one that could handle him before because she's tall enough to hold him back.
And tap. There we go. Hi, Jesse.
Jane, yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Are you familiar with this tool? Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, it's just a contraction. You're not like electrocuting your dog or anything like that. Okay, just so that you're clear. Have you watched your parents at all work with Bear here? You have? So I'm going to have you focus just with the real basic stuff. So if Bear passes, right, because he's supposed to be on the left side. If Bear goes ahead, do you know what you do?
Oh no, tap.
And tap and what else? Turn. And you're going to turn the opposite way, okay? So if you're with Bear, and he goes ahead of you like that, you would go directly to your right 180. And simultaneously tap. Bear should come to your side. And then you would just relax and you would keep walking. Okay? And I'll coach you through it, but that's the basic foundation. And then we'll just build on that, okay?
She's a lefty, so this might be all.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and relax your arms. Great. And you're just going to walk. Good.
You can walk faster, Steve.
So when you're walking with Bear, his right shoulder, you're good. Keep walking. Should be parallel to your left leg, how it is now, okay? Now turn to your right. Yeah. Good.
Who knows if you still feel comfortable about it?
Turn to your right. Tap, tap, tap forward. Good. Tap forward. Tap, tap. Good. Turn to your right. Tap. Good. What's your screen setting? 955. Use the dial on top, go clockwise. Good. And give us a little bit of slack here. Take up a little bit. Perfect, right there. Good. Good. Keep forward. Yep, you're good. Go ahead and slow turn. There you go. Nothing there because he turned with you. You saw that? Go ahead and speed up a little. slow. Slower. Now stop. Good. And give a tap here. There you go. Good. So, you see how Bear was able to match the speed? We created that focus, or that awareness, simply by turning around the opposite way. Okay? So the way he was taught was, when he would pass your parents, this thing is annoying. And he feels it, he doesn't like it. He would turn, he goes, oh, now they're going that way. So when he would catch up, it would go away. So he learned to gravitate to this spot here. Okay? So we essentially taught him to pay attention. So when you were walking and I had you speed up, when you paid attention, you should do exactly what you're doing, essentially. Okay? And it all comes down to simply turning and pressing the button when he's ahead of you to bring him here. Okay, that's the baseline for all this stuff. Okay. The next part of it is giving him time to know what you're doing. So like I had you speed up, and then I said slow down, and I said slower, and then I said stop. Right? Because if you were just walking fast and stopped, you would just go up. Okay. So these are things that we want to. If you walk with Bear, you want to be aware of. So if you're walking Bear and he's like yanking you, even if you say heel and like you're not doing anything to like do this and correct them, it don't mean anything. Okay? So what empowers you with that word is the remote. So if he's pulling ahead, never pull back to get him back. Just turn and tap to bring him here. If you find doing this too much, like he's not learning, probably too low. Okay? And like we're at 55, and that's because of this environment. But in your neighborhood, it was a lot lower, right? Yeah, so it's just like math, really. You're just trying to make yourself important enough that no matter what's going on, he's going to pay attention to you. And it all comes down to the power and turning the opposite way. That's the simplest thing, okay? When it comes to the turning and stuff, I just went over the specifics with you, but they're not completely necessary as long as you slow down enough, right? Because when you were turning earlier, before we did that stuff, he was actually following it, right? But then we add the specifics to make it a bit more clear. But for you, if you don't know the specifics, or you don't have them under in your muscle memory yet, as long as you slow down enough and you do a slow turn, he should be able to do it with you without needing the exact movements. Okay? Questions so far? So now we're going to start applying the word heel. So heel is the on switch. That's what tells Bear to start the job. You're clocking him in, right? And the word break tells Bear he's off the clock. Okay, so if you're walking with Bear, when you start, you would say heel, and then you're going to move forward with your left leg. Okay, and then you just go about your walk. Let's say you want to give him a potty break. You would pick a spot, slow down, stop. He should sit down next to you. Wait a moment. Break. And then lead him to the grass, okay? At that point, he would be free. What I'm going to have you do here is go and just say the word heel and move forward with your left leg, okay? And forward, tap. Forward, tap. There you go. Good. Good and slow. Good. Good. Slow stop. And tap Good. We're going to try 2 more. Heel? Left leg.
Your left leg.
They're like, well, it's nice. Yeah, and it's like, so you got a banana bread, and it was like one of those things, like I feel like you do have a vacation. Like, I'm not sure what I want to walk really slow. Yeah, really, just like that. Can't stop. Good, and tap. Oh no! And tap. Tap, there you go. Good, and last one, heel.
Alright, let's go.
Very good. And slow to stop. Tap. Beautiful. Thank you. So, one of the things about remote collar, because you've not done anything with Bear, right?
Not with no. She just went with her. She just went with me.
Okay, so she's got no training or whatever, right? Is with the e-collar, transference is very, very high. As long as you do the same stuff, the same number, boom.
Right, like I can do my 12-year-old.
Exactly.
Too, yeah.
Now, what I would do for your 12-year-old is, and I can send you the size, is a prong collar.
Oh,
Does he
so
have
that,
one?
no, we don't.
Okay, I'll say they're like $20.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's for physical leverage.
Oh, okay.
Right, so it gives you a lot more mechanical control
Yeah.
flow. And I was actually going to suggest it earlier, like when he was pulling and stuff,
Yes.
just a bit more. It's really there as secondary.
Okay.
But if your 12-year-old's going to walk them, they need more leverage to control them because they're not going to be as aware,
Yeah.
you know, kind of a step ahead as you would with the training.
Yeah.
So that will help if I can send that to you.
Yeah.
And then I'll send you a video so you know how to fit them together.
Okay.
But they're safe to use together. Okay? So whenever you walk Bear, he would be walking in this manner. If you, how do you say, if you walk with Bear and you don't need him to be under control, expect him to be pulling you, right? So it's either he's pulling you or he's not pulling you. There's kind of no in between. The prong collar will help. You know, it's like, let's say you're just doing a leisurely walk. You know, since he's not under command, he's technically free to do that, right? So it's kind of one or the other.
Yeah.
But that's why I tell people when you release your dog for freedom, like it's usually just for a potty break, or if it's like, yeah, go play with those dogs.
Right,
you know?
right,
Not like
dog.
a leisurely stroll.
Right. Okay.
And if he was a smaller dog, you know, you could get away with it. But obviously, he
No,
can.
because him.
Yeah, he's big and he's got a lot more leverage in that sense. So when it comes to that, with the freedom stuff with Bear, it's either like he's doing a potty break or he's going off to go play. Otherwise, with the prong collar, that could help in terms of those leisurely walks. You know, just to give him like a little bit of a relaxed time. It's fine. As long as there's that clean cut break release to let him know now you're free. Okay. And then I wouldn't worry so much about the turns and the specifics for your daughter this week if you walk with him. It's really just the heel with the left leg and then the turn if he passes you and keeping him here. That walk is perfect. That's how it's supposed to look. Okay. If Bear looks like he's even just a smidgen ahead, turn.
Okay.
Because give him an inch, he'll take a mile.
Just be
Yeah.
strict about that.
Okay, and if you find yourself turning a million times, it means you're too low.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I would focus on for this week. But otherwise, that was all really good.
Okay.
Okay, questions?
No, I think we know what to practice.
All right. If you need anything else, you let us know.
Okay.
I'll get you an email with that stuff.